Hello everyone, welcome to another audio StarCraft commentary done by yours truly, Frank. This is going to be a PvP on Fighting Spirit. Hwaseung Khan versus Hwaseung Oz. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Now, Hwaseung Oz is up 2-1. Quite unexpected in my eyes. I really expected Hwaseung Khan with their just dominating lineup. I mean, they've had a dominating lineup for a very long time. I really expected them to be ahead at this point in the series. However, they are sending out Stork, and Stork is, by the way, he's the blue Protoss in the bottom left, and the top right is Perfectman. Stork's going to be taking on the Perfect Man, alright? I don't think Stork stands a chance. He's the Perfect Man. Oh, God. With a name like that, you really got to wonder why he's in it. Why is Perfectman in professional StarCraft? Is he in it for the fame, the money, the dominating titles? No, I'm going to have to say he's probably in it for the ladies with a name like Perfectman. Stork is definitely in it for the frickin' dominance and the titles and the money with a name like Stork. But regardless, this is going to be a PvP on Fighting Spirit. And now, Perfectman, I know probably nobody has really ever seen too many games of his, and I hope to God that nobody's necessarily been following him, because he's not really statistically the greatest player. But regardless, I mean, he might be just one of those guys that Hwaseung Oz is looking to send out as a sniper. And I specifically think that Hwaseung Oz in the Pro League, especially not having Jaedong to do any battles for them, I think that they're going to have to train their players to be snipers right now. I mean, I've said it actually recently in my MSL predictions that the bar is going to be raised for all pro gamers everywhere, and foreign players, sure. I mean, the bar is already raised high enough for foreign players, even for the lowest level pro Korean, but I think the bar is being raised for pro gamers in Korea as far as StarCraft goes, just because of the level of play that's being brought out by players like Jaedong and Flash. And I mean, those two names have been mentioned quite a bit, but I think that the coaches of these teams are just going to refuse to put out players unless they're raising their own bar. And it looks like both these players, by the way, are scouting in the wrong direction. And now, by some weird just game sense, I think Perfectman is, I don't know what's going on there, but Perfectman is sending out his probe to go scout cross position. I think possibly it might be because if you spawn at the bottom right, it's just better, or sorry, if you spawn at, I don't even know. You know what? I can't even come up with some kind of reasoning to this. But Perfectman now is going to try to fight his way up this ramp. A little bit of a dance between Zealot and Probe. Probe does outrange the Zealot by a little bit of range. So he's going to try to pick away at that and force the Zealot to move off a little bit and try to slip up there. Stork, on the other hand, is sending his probe back home, it looks like, on the minimap there. Or no, sorry, he's checking the middle of the map for cheese. That might be what Perfectman was doing there. But anyways, as far as these players go, as far as predictions go for this matchup, I'm gonna... Oh, man, I hate doing this. I hate when players like this, players like Stork, go up against players like Perfectman, just because you can't lean even the slightest towards Perfectman. I mean, just statistically and reputation and just past triumphs and past fails, as far as all that goes, it leans so hard into the favor of Stork. I don't even think, I mean, he couldn't do it. He can do it, like I said, and it looks like, wow, Stork there losing his first scouting probe there to the scouting probe of Perfectman. So a little bit of a victory there for Perfectman, but nothing too huge. Both these players, I think, know what's going on in the opponent's bases. I think although they might be looking to play a little bit defensive at this point in time because they haven't gotten off that scout, but I think the other one, each player knows that the other one's going to have to go for observers first just because they don't know what the other one's doing. Especially Stork is probably going to go for observers just because, I mean, he is, like I've been saying, the better player, so he is probably going to go more standard more often than not. And it looks like Stork is going to push in here a little bit of a deviance in a unit composition here, and it looks like Stork is going to look to pick off that Zealot there, getting one misfire, two misfires there, losing a Zealot of his own, and now he's going to have to run away to these two Dragoons there, putting on a little bit of an early pressure there. I think that was a good move on Stork's part. He came out a little bit behind there, But I do think that was a good move on Stork's part. It did come out fairly even, and he did have the opportunity there to put on some pressure and to get the scout off as well. So I think that was overall a good move on Stork's part, and Stork is now going to pick off this scouting probe. That scouting probe definitely not getting any scouting information off there. Scouting that there is 2 Dragoons out in the field, but if Stork didn't have those 2 Dragoons there, then he'd have to be a little bit curious as to what the hell Stork would be doing at that point in time. So, yeah, like I was saying, both these players know that the other one's going to go observers first because they gotta. There's nothing else that the other player can do at this point. And we did see robotics facilities going down for both players, and observatory is up now for Stork. Stork does have a shuttle out in the field. Shuttle before observer. He's going to get an observer coming up fairly soon, or possibly that might be the observer moving out there on the left side of the minimap there. And Perfectman now looking to put on some pressure. I think he feels like he came out ahead on that little battle there, which he did by a couple of hits on that first Zealot there. And he's going to try to push in here. Unfortunately, though, there is a Zealot on the ramp, and he's going to have to fight up this tiny little choke, in which case Stork will come out very ahead. Range has finished as well, so yeah, an observer now out, gonna just for Stork, gonna just do some spotting there, and I think an observer might be coming out in the field as well for Perfectman. I haven't seen the tech though for Perfectman in a little while here. I haven't seen if he has gone for those observers first. We did see the robotics facility going down, but we haven't seen whether or not he's gone for observers first. If he has gone for reavers first, he's gonna have a little bit of an aggressive or an aggression. There we go, an aggression advantage. And now, yeah, robotics support bay is coming up for Perfectman as well. I think the Reaver is on the way for Stork, though, and I haven't seen any observers, though, for Perfectman. I think, and Perfectman does, by the way, have a scout on that left side of the map at that 9 o'clock position there. I'm not sure what unit that is, but if he leaves it there, it's going to be really great for spotting out incoming drops and things like that. So Perfectman does have a little bit of map control here. He does have the opportunity, perhaps, to expand at this point in time. I don't think he's going to necessarily take it because it is still a little bit risky, and yeah, there's those observers just swapping sides. Stork knows that he might get hunted down by Dragoons and that observer if he tries to push in there, so he is heading it home a little bit. And the observer is, for Perfectman, is deciding to come out across the field here. Third gateway also going up for Stork. So we're going to see this go into more of a macro-intensive game here. I don't know. It's just a little bit of a standoff here. It looks like there's just a no man's land being created here. And neither player wants to go in there because it is no man's land. No man should go into that land right there. And the Reaver's getting dropped off there, but a shuttle being picked off there. And both these Scarabs might dud. One Scarab does go off, and it looks like Stork is going to go on the chase here. He's picked off one Dragoon. I don't think that was worth it, though. Perfectman did come out ahead on that one. He's got a lot of damaged Dragoons, but those Reavers are going to just crawl ever so slowly across the middle of the map there. And now Perfectman, I think, feels like he's going to be able to defend here with the shuttle and Reaver micro. So it's up to Stork here to lay on the pressure, lay on the hurt, and try to take down that expansion. If he can't do it, however, he might come out a little bit behind here, and now he's going to pick off that pylon. Yeah, that's what I thought that was going to be, a pylon just kind of idling there. And yeah, so Stork is not needing to put on the pressure here. He has decided that he is going to put up a Nexus. He's going to try to just keep things on par here economically. He's a little bit behind, I think, on the timing of the Nexus. However, I think he's going to be completely fine with that. And I think by the time those Reavers crawl across the map there and get up to those front lines to just start doing some battle, I think the shuttle is going to, that second shuttle is going to be out for Stork. Although Stork does need to keep on pumping those Reavers and keep on pumping those observers. So, and just a Reaver just kind of idling out there. That shuttle leaving it behind. If Stork notices this, he could push in there and just snipe that sucker off. And it looks like just kind of positioning himself on the opposite side of that bridge there. And an observer about to get picked off for Stork here as well. So he's not going to be able to get that scout off here. And it looks like a Reaver drop might be coming in here. A perfect little pocket there to drop a Reaver. A couple of Scarabs might go off here. We're going to have to see here. Does a Scarab go off? Scarab going off on a Dragoon. Just a single Scarab going off on a Dragoon. The other one, I think, dudded there because the Dragoon did not die, and no probes died there as well. So that shuttle is, by the way, back out in the field. For those of you who were curious as to how Stork got those Reavers there, the shuttle is back out in the field now for Stork. So he's going to be able to micro around here and keep on par with this now bridge for Perfectman's no man's. Oh God, I can't even say that sentence. The bridge of Perfectman is now no man's land. So Both these players are going to be able to hold fairly effectively here, and it looks like Stork is going to push up here, try to get some Scarab shots up here, taking a Zealot in there, trying to picking off one Reaver there, but he's got his Reavers damaged for himself there as well in the process. One Scarab going off across his own Reavers. However, he's got the 2 Reaver advantage here. He does not want a Scarab to go off across those Reavers of his own now, though, because he